thanks to the supporters of channel member Sam Clegg. Here we go then, folks. Phase 4 of the Pentagon begins here. We've arrived in South America, specifically in Argentina, specifically Colón. Or Cologne, as I imagine. I should probably get used to start calling them. Do we have to do a Cologne doubleheader now and go manage them in Germany as well in the final step? But if you are new to the series, this is the 4th leg of the Pentagon. We've already won the Champions Leagues in Africa, Asia, and North America. We've now made it to South America. We did a live stream job hunt yesterday where we were applying for jobs across South America. We put it to a viewer vote and we decided to go with Cologne in Argentina as opposed to a couple of Brazilian options. So this is it. I haven't looked at the team. I haven't looked at squad, financial situation, stadium, or anything. We're going in effectively blind because I think the chat yesterday just liked the idea of our catchphrase being up the colon. So here we are. Cologne have today confirmed the appointment of Kevin Chapman as the club's new manager. I'm 57 now. There you go. There's a confirmation. I have lifted the MLS Cup with Charlotte. That's nice. It doesn't mention me getting knocked out in the 3rd round of the League Cup 9 years ago, which suggests their media haven't done the requisite amount of research that you'd expect in a football manager save. But this is our club. Manuel Costa is my new best buddy. He's going to be giving me the Lacazette money, hopefully. I don't know if we can get him for 4 million and not much wage budget, but goodness me, we'll try. We're a 3.5-star reputation club. The media think we're going to finish 7th. I think the season is in progress. We'll check in on that in a second. And this is our best 11, as you can imagine. We're so far in the future that I'm 57. Obviously, there's no real players left in now. It is New Gen Central. This is the 5-year plan. They want to get to the latter stages of the Copa Sudamericana, which by my understanding is the South American version of the Europa League. So we are in South American Europe already. They also want us to finish in the top 6 in the league and reach the latter stages of our domestic cup as well. And the long-term plan is very much continue to be a top 6 team. Of course, for us, we need to move beyond that and go and win the Copa Libertadores with Cologne. There were a number of bigger Argentinian and Brazilian clubs that we turned down. We are still sticking to the rule of if they've won the Champions League previously, we can't manage them. That's why we've gone to like a next tier down club. So it gives us a little bit of a rebuild job to do. We're not going to be winning the Copa Libertadores next season, would be my expectation. They want defensively solid football. I feel like that's a conversation we should have had before I took the job. Developing players using the youth system I can get on board with. We're not playing defensive football. Luckily, Football Manager doesn't judge that based on the mentality you use in game. It judges that basically on how many goals you concede. So as long as we're good and don't concede a lot of goals, I think that hits the criteria of being defensively solid. Good old Football Manager things. And this is my first look at our squad here in Argentina. In fact, before we look at the squad, I want to look at the league table because the season is ongoing. It's a 28-team league, and apparently the league here in Argentina is bonkers. You thought I struggled to understand MLS. I mean, it goes into groups. Yeah, this is very much going to be a make it up as we go along situation. It took me 5 episodes to learn MLS and the rest. It's going to take us a little while to learn what's going on here in Argentina, but we've got a few matches of the league season left. We are hopefully going to finish 6th. Imagine if I balls that up and don't finish in the top 6. Is the top 6 mega important? So if you finish top of the league, you get into the group stage of the Copa Libertadores. And then they've got the group stage. Who gets into the group stage? 28 teams. Hang on. So everyone gets into this group stage. What the hell's the point of it then? And then 8 teams get into the... So it has like an MLS Cup style thing, a playoff, because via this playoff thing, 5 teams qualify for the Copa Libertadores, only 1 through the league. So this is the important thing. This is where things are being allocated. In fact, here we go. Top team from the league, winner of the League Cup, which I think is this, and then it goes back to league positions. Okay, so league positions are important. So with 6 teams getting in, and then 6 teams getting into the South American Europa League, we do need to finish top 6, because top 6, as long as no one from outside the top 6 wins this, top 6 should get us into Copa Libertadores next year, which of course is the competition that we're here to win. We'll figure it all out. It'll be fine. I don't know what the overall table thing means. Is it? Someone said something in the chat yesterday about relegation being based on average league position over the last multiple years. We're not going to worry about relegation. Relegation is not for me. We're allowed 5 foreign players in the squad. One of those will hopefully be Kurt Villakazi. And let's have a look at the financial situation of the club. We've got no money in the bank. We're spending well over our wage budget. They tempted me here with a £4 million transfer budget, knowing full well the first thing I've got to do is put it into wage budget so they don't shout at me about that. So actually, I mean, it's barely a £1 million wage budget by the time, transfer budget, sorry. So it's actually, compared to that Brazilian team we were looking at, it's a smaller wage budget and a smaller transfer budget. Thanks to everyone who voted in the chat yesterday. Love doing this stuff live. Bunch of buffoons. What have they done to me here? Are we in debt? We're not in debt. The projection's horrifying. We play in a 40,000 capacity stadium called the Brigadier General Estanislao Lopez. I guess we probably need to go and have a look at that, don't we? So there is the stadium in a nice big green area. What part of Argentina are we in? We're in Santa Fe, which is basically in the middle. I mean, it's Argentinian Milton Keynes based on that map position. This is right up my street. It's got a grid system as well. We're in Argentinian Milton Keynes, boys and girls. I've come alive. Let's look at this from above. I mean, it looks a little bit like the Don Stadium, doesn't it? What's all this? This is a weird little setup. They look like little forts. I need to look at them more than the ground. Hang on, I need to see what this is. Is that... So they're kind of square apartment buildings with leafy courtyards in the middle. That seems fun. This also seems fun. But let's go and look at the... I guess I'm living in one of these. I want the big house in the middle. I guess we've knocked down a bunch of these so I can have all the land in the middle here. Is this my land? Is this where I'm going to be living? Can we look out across my land? Yeah, that's my land. They're my skips. Keep your rubbish out of my skips, you monsters. And then let's plonk ourselves down in the middle of the pitch. I'm very tall, as you can see. You can see the city. So that's the city centre over there, I guess. Lots of tall buildings over there. And then we've got terracing. Terracing is always fun. Mobile phone masts, so we should be able to upload the videos, which is handy. And then more terracing behind this goal. Looks lovely. Looks warm. I thought Argentina was cold and south. I feel like it's quite a big country. Where's it in line with in I was going to say in Europe. Nowhere in Europe, Kev. See, yeah, it's further south than South Africa. We're basically at the South Pole. How is it so warm? I don't understand geography. But the stadium looks lovely. So now I guess we probably do need to finally have a look at the players and work out who our best boys are. So best boy number 1, Victorio Bilbao, never played for Argentina. So that's the calibre of our club. Our very best player, the best we can do, is in his prime and has never played a game of international football. I guess anyone who's actually good leaves and goes and plays in Europe, presumably, but he is much better than our next best midfielder, formerly of River Plate, joined us on a free transfer, been a regular in the top league for the last 6 years though. He is quite good. Is he good enough to be in the Dream 11? He's not, no. So again, that gives you some context of what we're dealing with Boca Juniors and River Plate, who are both quite good. I mean, look how far ahead Boca Juniors are. They're already champions. It's going to take quite an effort to topple them with our minimal resources, I suspect. Our next best player is old, so don't get used to him. He's already under offer. I will be accepting that. He is on his way. I'm not keeping old men knocking around the place. And then we've got a goalkeeper, Guido Gonzalez, who's got 1 cap for Argentina, 4 stars of current ability, and magically appeared fully formed at 24 years old, which is jolly nice. There's no one else here that I should be aware of. People asked in the live stream yesterday about Jardin, my former Argentinian boy. He retired aged 30 5 years ago. That's how long this save's been going on. But obviously, we do want to try and bring in... I don't know how realistic it is. And we don't need to worry about all of these boys either. It's the main ones. I mean, Unlove is almost certainly going to be out of our price range. But Villakazi, I don't know what DL6 is. What's DL6? He's on the disabled list. Why is he on the disabled list? There's loan offers from South African clubs. He's available to sign on a free transfer. Wants to keep his options open. Well, I want you to come and sign for me. I don't know why he's on the disabled list. He's fit. What have they done? He scores 5 goals in the Champions League final and they just bin him off. When was the last time he played? We can't see his recent matches. Where is Charlotte in the league? Who's the manager? Why are they only 4th? Who's the manager? Reggie, you're an idiot. What have you done there, Reggie? Right. Well, if Kurt Villakazi is going to be available on a free at the end of the season, as long as he doesn't go back to South Africa, which he might, I mean, can we try and loan him? I don't know if we've got an open loan window at the moment. There we go. Problem solved. When do we play our first match? 2 days. Right, I need to come up with a tactic and then we'll play a football match. I mean, spoilers, it's going to be a gegenpress. It's probably going to be a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. Just to give you a little insight into the process. Let's just have a little look. We can decide very quickly based on who our best players are. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1 because he's an attacking midfielder. So 4-2-3-1 gegenpress incoming. Well, that's absolutely hideous. That boy's dead to me, at least until December, when I'll offer him a permanent contract. He's turned down all the loan offers for him, which is very interesting, considering he could have hooked up with his favourite guy or gone back to South Africa, and his alternative is not be registered in the squad in America. I feel like this boy's trying to get himself a green card. We might have to wait 2 years before we can get him. But who the hell is he? Oh, he's our best player, isn't he? Oh, West Brom, what are they even doing? Who asked them? Right, this is not ideal. Let's give me more money. Give me loads of money. If we can get squad rebuild money for this guy, you won't miss what you never knew you had. If I never see him play, but I get £10 million for him, I can probably live with that. Yeah, I think I can live with this situation. Because we'll live in a world where he was never here. And it'll be fine. So this is our team for our first game. I had a look at what happened to the previous manager. He obviously wasn't sacked because we're performing quite well. It's right at the end of the season. He went off to manage Keck, who were a team that I was looking at. But they're quite a big deal in Brazil, apparently. So he's gone there. We just need to finish his job. I don't even know what system he's been playing. He's been playing a 4-2-3-1. They know how to play this way. This isn't even me doing FM memes. This is how these boys know how to play. So this is our team. Let's meet them together. We've got Guido Gonzalez in goal. We already know all about him. At left back, it's Albero Cano, who's a 33-year-old Colombian who is not long for this world. He's not dying, but he won't be here next season. Mario Godoy is another one at 30 who we're probably going to bin off. He's a 5'11" centre-back. I don't care that he's played nearly 500 games for the club. He's old. He's old and short. What use is that to me? This is literally what we want instead. Young and tall. Jefferson Palazza, 20 goal a season centre-back. Calling it now. 20 years old. 12 caps for Ecuador already. And he's very, very good. So very much looking forward to seeing him. This is my youngster that I've pulled up out of the youth team, the way I do whenever I arrive at a new club. We actually have got quite a stacked development centre. So developing players from the youth system isn't going to be that hard. It's like being back at Stellenbosch, but we didn't really have a right back. So now we do. Nicolas Gomez is being thrown in at the deep end. He's played a few games before, but he's probably going to be a regular starter for me. And then Bilbao will play that one game before joining West Brom because we need the money. How much are we getting of it? 55%. So we'll have like 5 million to spend. We'll almost be back to having the money we were supposed to have when I arrived. And then he's going to partner Juan Ignacio Torrisi, who is another old man who's not very good. So expect him to leave. He's not going to be part of the long-term project. Emmanuel Borja is a 27-year-old Colombian who's quite good. Expect to see more goals from him than the 3 that he's got so far this season. And then on the left wing, cutting in, we've got Santiago Salazar, a 30-year-old, quite good Argentinian, formerly of River Plate. And then cutting in off the other side, we have a youngster, Matias Basualdo, 19-year-old Argentinian under-23 international, who's wanted by Everton and Atalanta. So he's probably not going to be here much longer. Also not played a lot of football this year, so that's a weird one. And then up front, Lucas Gonzalez is an average Argentinian striker who's fine, but he's no Kurt Villakazi, is he? Let's see how these boys get on. We are still in South American Europe as well. We've just had the draw for the quarterfinal and semi-final of the Copa Sudamericana. So we have potentially got trophies ready and waiting for us this season. But job number one is finish as high up this league table as we possibly can to give ourselves the best possible shot of getting into the Copa Libertadores next season. Because if we don't finish, realistically, if we don't finish top 5, the only way we can guarantee it is by winning the end of season cup, which when we've seen how good the really good teams in Argentina are, it's probably going to be easier said than done. Are there 22 of the same kits on this pitch? Because this is absurd. I have no idea. Is this my red-green colour blindness? Are they wearing green and black, like the chocolate, and we're wearing red and black? I think that's probably what's happening. We can't both be wearing red and black kits, surely. I 100% cannot tell these two teams apart. Someone scored. I hope it was us. We're probably Carl, aren't we? That's a shame. We are playing against a team 25th in the league as well, which it's mad being in a league that has a 25th place in it. But even madder, coming into a team that's in good form, is generally on the up, doing well in continental football, and then losing to the team 20th. It's like losing to a mid-table championship team after you take over at, I don't know, upper mid-table Premier League team who are doing quite well. Nottingham Forest. Are we Argentinian Nottingham Forest? We wouldn't be able to manage them because they've won the Champions League. So we're not even allowed to go there when we go to Europe. Right, come on, let's get ourselves back into this game. Is this us with the ball? I think it is. Palazza is our good defender, isn't he? So we like him. He's got a hairband as well. We double like him with bells on. And there's Basualdo, the guy who's wanted by Everton. That's why he should have been starting all season. The previous manager was a buffoon. He knows nothing. Look at him. He's doing a little dance as well. Is that him doing a little dance? No, that's a guy in a green shirt is doing a dance. What's he dancing about? It's a good goal. I'll take it. This is what we want with our wide players cutting in and our wing backs overlapping. We're basically playing with four centre forwards in this system. We're overloading, I think is how the cool kids phrase it. Just throwing everybody in these areas. They're inverting their rascals. So they're basically doing a 3 and a 3. We've got a 4 that's kind of between their 3 and their 3, with wing backs pushing on to hopefully still outnumber. Tactics with Kev. See, I do know what I'm talking about. I just pretend that I don't. I'm a tactical genius. I've just seen all the varieties in kickoff times in this league. How many time zones are there in Argentina? Is that something I'm going to have to deal with? Is my watch going to change automatically? Is that how it works? Is there lots of time zones? It's kind of long and thin. It might just be one time zone. These are the things we need to know about. It might be the same time zone we were in Charlotte. That would be nice. I don't want to I'm managing 2 days after arriving. I don't really want to be doing this with jet lag. That wouldn't be ideal at all. Right. But look at the different kickoff time. I mean, they're not. A 3:30 kickoff troubles me a little bit as a British man. I've never heard of anything so silly. A 3:30 kickoff. Football starts at 3 o'clock, and we all know it. Right, we're trying to do another goal here, and it's Godoy. That's his first goal of the season, and that puts us 2-1 up. And this is a little bit more like it. Up the Colón, everybody. Lovely stuff. We don't need to see the replay. What we do need to do is check out the league table. Racing centre-back are the team we're chasing. When do they play? They don't play today. So, was this a game in hand we had on them? No, they are now going to have a game in hand on us. This does put us 2 points behind them with, I think it's 1 game to go in the league. Does that mean we only play everybody once? What a strange league. So you only play everybody once, and then you do a big end of season tournament. So home advantage, probably quite important. If you have to play your away game, if you have to play against River Plate and whoever else, Boca Juniors, if you're playing against all them away from home, That's a really tough season. If you get them at home, you've got a chance. This seems silly. I might need to restructure the Argentinian football pyramid while I'm here. I'm going to revolutionise things. Don't worry, Argentina. I've got you covered. We're going to sort things out. We're going to have 4 divisions. There's going to be promotion and relegation. We're going to bin off playoffs entirely. And frankly, I think you need a second domestic cup competition because you can never have too many of those. I know your players might be complaining about too much football, but get them a League Cup. They'll love it. We can just repurpose the trophy from this existing League Cup that you've got, which ridiculously is a cup that teams in the league can win. That's a bit silly. That's not what a League Cup should be. A League Cup should be a meaningless competition with a weird sponsor that the likes of Man United and Spurs can get excited about. Right. Let's make a few substitutions. I don't know who any of these guys we're bringing on are. I'm trusting my man, my director man. Not my director man. Who's the man? The assistant manager. I'm sat there on the bench. Who's that man? I want to trust him. Right. There you go. Lobo's coming on. He might be starting regularly when Matey leaves. I don't know why everybody's so shattered. I suspect they might not be used to gegenpressing. What's the altitude like around here? Are we playing up in the clouds with a high press? That might not be the best idea. I need to know how far above sea level we are. We were right in the middle. There's mountains that run down the middle of South America, aren't there? I'm not a geographical expert. I think there are some hills down there, though. Are we on one of those? We're 3-1 up. That's all that really matters. 3-1 up against the team 25th in the league. Look at us go. Is that us taking a throw or them? I think it was us. Have we won a penalty? We might have done. The referee is having a little look. I don't know why he's not going over to his little telly. Don't trust the man in your ear. Go to the little telly. I told you the man in the ear is an idiot. Go to the telly, man. Goodness me. He's made a fool of himself there, boys and girls. But we have a corner. Is this going to be the first of our big boy scoring from a corner? It is. There. Oh, no, it's not. It's a final goal from the guy who's about to head to West Brom. I mean, I've been to West Bromwich. I'd probably rather be in Argentina. So just be aware of what you're signing up for. You're going to get paid well. It's no Argentina, that's for sure. You're not going to have those fancy buildings that we looked at on the maps before there. You're going to have to handle the bull ring. Right. That is an important win because I think that secures us top 6, which is what the board want. Yeah, top 6 should be secured now. So we should have the board patting me on the head after just one match. Is that what's happening here? No? A little bit harsh. Because we have done that. Not judging. Brilliant. I mean, I've achieved it, so that's when you're not judging. But we do still have... I mean, the Copa Sudamericana, it's only the second round of that at the moment. And we're playing against Racing Centre-Back in that. So, interesting. I don't know how much longer this season's going to go on for. We're going to learn some things in tomorrow's episode. In fact, not tomorrow, it's Thursday's episode. Because tomorrow, got to have Whining Wednesday, haven't we? I know you love those. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you to these beautiful Patreon folk. And thank you very much for watching.